Hello, Instagram. Some very exciting news. You see these balloons in my background, Instagram? It's because I just hit 10,000 followers today on my birthday. I am so dang excited about it. So dang excited. I'm going to adjust my setup here. And yes, here we are. 10,000 followers on Instagram, thank you so much. Facebook, I hit 10,000 followers with you guys a while back. Sorry, I want to adjust this so you guys can see my books in the background. Is that correct? A little bit. Let's see. I adjusted my desk so you guys could see my balloons, and it screwed up my setup, and that will bother me the whole time if I don't fix it. So I have to fix it because that's how I am. So anyway, yay! I did 10,000. And today is my birthday, and that's really fun. And as always, I didn't come to you guys last week because I took the whole week off. But today I thought on my birthday, why not? And if any of you guys on Facebook don't follow me on Instagram, come on, help me beat 10,000. Before I came on, I was at exactly 10,000. And we all know that you can drop, well, you guys might not know this, but you can drop and gain a lot of followers within a day. So I want to stay above 10,000 from here on out. So if you're not following me on Instagram, all you Facebook people, get over there and follow me. Help me do this. I'm so excited. So anyway, it's my birthday, and I could have taken the day off, but to be honest, one of my favorite things to do on this planet is come live to you guys, and especially during this time right now where we're sharing stories of hope every single week. So I have a really great story for you. And the reason I was a few minutes late is because I had her notes in two different sections of my office, and I now have them all together, and I'm excited about that. Happy birthday, fellow Virgo. Well, thank you very much. So let's see. I am going to read through her paperwork. Let's see. And get you guys up to speed on this client. So she joined my e-course in 2018, so 2 years ago. She was 36 years old. She purchased the e-course that came with some coaching with me. So I think she got a 5-pack of coaching with me. And then my Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course, which guess what? We're doing a killer giveaway for me hitting 10,000 fans. And Beth will share all the details, but one of the giveaways is going to be my freaking e-course, which is over $1,000. So it's a huge gift that I am so psyched to give you guys. But anyway, we'll get there. Beth and I will share all the details of that with you guys. But anyway, this was Beth's wish for me, and you're so sweet and precious, honey. She wished that I would break 10,000 on my birthday, so I thank you so much. I love you, girl. For those of you that don't know, Beth is like my right hand. You know, she is. She's my chief of operations, chief of everything, and she and I've been working together for many years now. She's on my team. She's awesome. I couldn't do it without her. And how special that she wanted my birthday for me to hit the 10K. And look at those balloons. So I blew those balloons up on James's birthday on the 1st because we were so close. And I'm like, we're definitely going to break 10K this week. I know we are. So anyway, I'm excited. Okay, so let's get into this course. So I'm going to read from you first her new patient, her intake form that she filled out for me. So she joins the e-course. And she also got some coaching with me. The Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course. You can't get into the e-course unless you coach with me. It's only open one time a year, and it is going to be opening again soon at the end of September. So for many of you who are interested in programs that help women like, we'll call her, what are we going to call her? Mary. We'll help Mary get pregnant and stay pregnant after she had 4 losses. So she's 36 when I meet her, right? She is a nutritional counselor and a holistic lifestyle coach. So I think that's also really important to point out because a lot of times women come to me and they know exactly what to do. They just need a couple tweaks. And that's what I'm really good at is I'm a fertility detective. Like I go in and I figure out these little pieces and I get them to make these tweaks and then it works. So to really keep that in mind, that's That's my specialty. Of course, Chinese medicine is my specialty, but Chinese medicine has taught me how to be a really good detective, a really good diagnostician. And when you have a really good diagnostician on your team, you're gonna get it right. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I kind of am because I've been doing this a long time. That I have every right to be confident. I've helped so many women do this, and my course is like the deep dive into the how. I'm constantly adding content to that course, constantly giving my girls new stuff. So keep an eye out for how to join that course when it comes up. So recurrent pregnancy loss. So what is the main reason you're seeking treatment? Current pregnancy loss. Optimize my health. She's also worked with a naturopath, and she's at this point seen a fertility specialist, an OBGYN, and a reproductive immunologist. And it's all unexplained. So she's 36, unexplained fertility. She does have hyperhidrosis, which is basically excessive sweating. She's had that since childhood. She exercises, walking, yoga, Pilates. She does not sleep enough, only 7 hours. She does not have a stressful job. She doesn't drink caffeine. She doesn't drink alcohol. Her diet is pretty spectacular. She's like, this is what she fills out on the form, right? So before I meet her, steamed zucchini, rocket and salmon with olive oil, lemon. Then she has an avocado with collagen peptides, lemon dressing, steamed rocket and asparagus, steamed pumpkin, garlic, onion, sausage, asparagus, bone broth, banana, strawberries, coconut oil. Her main emotions are frustration and love. And by the time I meet her at 36, she'd had 3 pregnancy losses in the last 12 months. And she has on-off digestive issues, rarely gets sick. So I have all my patients fill out, this is what I call their red flag symptom checklist. And so she's checked off dry skin, skin problems, easily sweat, night sweats, bruise easily, chest pain, tightness, cold hands and feet, fatigue, bitter taste in the mouth, stomach ache, gas, bloating, diarrhea, hemorrhoids, nighttime urination, depression, back pain, irritability. She also has vaginal dryness, menstrual cramps, pain with sex. And like I said, she's had 3 pregnancies and 3 miscarriages. And so let's get into my note taking with her. So the first time I speak with her is in October of 2018. Okay, so she just joined the e-course. The e-course starts late September when we open up for enrollment. So she just joined the e-course late September 2018. And she's in need of a lot of support, emotionally, physically, nutritionally, and also considering, like, I mean, she's doing so much on her own, and she knows so much, and she's learned so much. So let's see. So when we first talked, she was just in module 1 for almost 3 weeks. Module 1 is the mental emotional. She said she's really sitting with it. Then she's going through the rest of them. She also read my book, Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. 4 times. And she said that she was very angry and hurting until recently, that the course and the book and the support, even before her and I started working one-on-one together, was really helping with the anger. So the first pregnancy, she miscarried on Christmas Day. And then the second one in March. Then she bled from April until June. It took a long time for her body to let go of those pregnancies. They were both lost at around 4 weeks. And then the third pregnancy stopped growing at 5 to 6 weeks. By week 8, no more growth. Didn't miscarry until week 11 or 12. She did a DNC at week 12. The third miscarriage is what hit her the hardest. And this is the kicker here. The genetic testing on that third miscarriage showed that it was a healthy baby. So you guys have been following me, some of you for a while, some of you are brand new to me. That is the kicker for me. It's less than 5% chance that you should miscarry a normal child, a healthy, genetically normal child. And so if you do miscarry a healthy, genetically normal child, there's something else going on, typically with your immune system. If you do fall into that category, I recommend you read Yes, You Can Get Pregnant, but I also recommend you read Body Belief, my most recent book, because that's really geared towards these autoimmune conditions that are causing these recurrent miscarriages. The body's basically attacking this child, and why. We have to get to the root of that and fix that, and then we can then carry a pregnancy to term. So she then she had started following me. She read my book, so she took some of my recommendations to her doctors. Her doctors kind of refused to do some testing. They refused to do a complete thyroid panel with the T3 and the T4. And they also, they did do a clotting factor or a miscarriage panel, and they also did MTHFR on her. She was negative for both, which was interesting because I would have assumed she would have had one of those. That's typically why women are miscarrying, these genetically normal children. The doctor said both her ovaries looked polycystic. There's a lesion across the uterus, so she had that removed. She then also started following some of my body belief diet, which is what she was currently on when we talked. So that was, it's even cleaner than gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. It's really geared at healing the autoimmunity and calming the immune system so that it can become more hospitable to a pregnancy. So at that point, she's having bowel movements daily, but they're almost on the cusp of diarrhea. They're soft, no cramp, no bloat, no pain. When she did the body belief diet, then when she went off, what the symptoms that came back was ovulation pain, quite bad ovulation pain, bloat, burping, constant diarrhea, her sweating, sleep disruption. She was waking up every 2 hours, and her period got shorter. So on the body belief diet, all of these symptoms went away. So on the regular diet that she was following, which, she is a nutritionist and holistic health coach, right? So she was eating gluten-free, dairy-free, like a whole foods-based diet, right? A very clean, healthy diet by many standards. However, she still had all of these red flag symptoms. She still had ovulation pain that was really bad. She had bloat, she had burping, diarrhea, sweating, disrupted sleep, frequent urination, and a short menstrual cycle. And then so she changes to the body belief diet, and all of these symptoms go away. So what does the detective think first? Okay, you have to live in the body belief diet. So then she had just had a period the day before we talked. No major symptoms. Her period starts with spotting, then only comes out on the toilet. When she sits, it starts to come out. The last 2 months was super thick. This month looked a little less thick. And let's see, she's doing bone broth daily. Her supplements at this point are probiotics, spirulina. She's also on a liver detox. And magnesium glycinate, and she was also on herbs from the naturopathic doctor. Her energy was good. She had done an iron infusion in June because her iron levels were so low after that miscarriage. She bled for like 2 months, 3 months. Her heart feels like, in her heart, I asked her, so I always ask all my coaching clients, like, in your heart of hearts, what do you think is going on? What do you think needs to happen? And she said, I think it's going to be a simple fix. The hardest part for me is why? Why does this keep happening? So she's way more centered. And then I had recommended that she see a reproductive immunologist, not just a reproductive endocrinologist. So at this point, she hasn't yet met with a reproductive immunologist who's going to do some of these immunology testings on her. So she had an appointment with him in early November. I talked to her the next day after this appointment. 11/7. Saw the immunologist yesterday. She got very angry and frustrated because he pointed out that not all the tests were done. So this is why I said to you before, when she said, oh, I had the miscarriage panel and I had the MTHFR, all of it was negative. I don't have any of those. And I thought to myself, that's odd because I've never seen a case that doesn't have a clotting factor issue when I see this many losses, especially losses of genetically normal children or embryos. So he did more tests, and so she was pissed because she was like, why did my other doctor tell me they tested for everything when they really didn't? And I hate to say this, but I see it a lot. Some people just do like the overarching clotting factor issues, but there's like 18 to be tested for, maybe even more. You can just Google it. If something comes up on like one of those pharmaceutical sites of like what a complete clotting factor panel is. So she was really upset. Her husband, however, felt really positive. So we also realized she cut out onion and garlic, and that was the root of her digestive issues. So we realized she can add some foods back in and just has to avoid onion and garlic, which also makes me think SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. When people are really sensitive to onion and garlic, they might have SIBO. So she had just done the SIBO test. I recommended it. She was waiting results. So we got into some of her anger stuff in this session. She's really hard on herself. She's hard to let people in. She appreciates her body. She feels like her body's been through so much, but she's angry at the medical profession. She's never going to, they're never going to be accountable for what they put her through. So I recommended that she write a letter to her doctor and a letter to the baby. Maybe get involved in some advocacy groups, right? So that was my recommendation. She did wind up writing that letter to the doctor. She burned it. She never sent it to the doctor, but it helped her so much. So she said, getting your book is the best thing I ever did. This pain opened up so much of me. I never really allowed myself to feel. I have now learned that so much more coming to terms with my pregnancy losses. It's really beautiful. This pain opened up so much of me. I never really allowed myself to feel. I have now learned that so much more coming to me in terms of these pregnancy losses. So that's something to really, I think, sit with for all of you guys. Regardless if you've had losses or not, just the grief on this journey is so fucking painful. And to sit with that pain instead of just like searching for what's next, who's the next doctor, what do I have to do, what supplement, what diet, blah, 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 right? Hamster wheel. Like, what about if we just sit with the discomfort and sit with the grief that this has been harder than we ever thought it would be, and this is painful. And that's not to say you're going to perpetuate that grief, but you can't let it go. I did this a lot in my reset program, which if you guys missed it, I don't know that we'll ever release it again, but if you join the e-course, when we launch that, it's going to be a bonus in the e-course. But it was really about this, like getting into the dirt of your feelings and sitting with them. And that's a lot of the work that Mary and I did to really just have her sit with her pain and her grief and process, because always under anger is grief. Always. Anger is the mask disguise for sadness. And so you got to get under that anger and you got to release that sadness. She was devastated and so angry. And I quoted her and I wrote save next to that because I thought that was so precious. So Beth, I can share that with you later. That might be a nice post. Then the next time we talk, it's the end of November. She had a phone call with the RE. She found out that there was a partial match on the HLA, which is something that the autoimmune docs test. It's basically you and your partner, whose sperm you're using, if you guys are too alike, that the body will reject. So if you have, and she also had natural killer cells, she had IgG antibodies, she had T cells. The doctor recommended more fish oil and CoQ10. She got a rash from the CoQ10. And then they didn't try this month, so she had another cycle. She did castor oil packs, and she was on the diet again. Her flow was much healthier, much better. So we saw automatic changes in the diet. So to me, it was very conclusive that that diet is what she needed to do. Then over the next bit of time, so we talk in the end of November, like early December. And then we don't talk again because now she's in the e-course. And what you guys don't know if you're not in the e-course is that I go live every single week in the e-course, just like I do with you guys. And I answer questions and I just hold space for my students. And so we call them office hours, but basically it's just a live Q&A with me every single week. And so what Mary did was she just dove deep into that community. She made lasting friendships that they're all still friends and cheer each other on, and she made really good use of my weekly office hours where she would just ask her questions there. She wanted to save her coaching sessions, which I totally got because coaching with me isn't inexpensive and I want my girls to use it for the really deep stuff, right? So during that time, she goes on to get pregnant again. She gets pregnant in, I think it's March. So we make these changes. She's back on the diet. She's got the RE, the reproductive immunologist in her field now supporting her. But so she gets pregnant again in March. And she miscarries again. But we'll get into too that she didn't do all of the recommendations from the doctor. It was almost like we started the Western medicine to support the pregnancy too late, and so she miscarries. And when we talk, she says, I'm really struggling with my beliefs. I have so much fear. I'm not sure I can get back to the point of believing in all of this. The only hope she has is she keeps getting images of this little person, and it always seems to be a boy. And I know how the stories end, so that makes me cry. She wants to keep trying, but she doesn't know what else she can do. Aside from the stress component, can she handle it? What else do I need to change? So she's in that space, which you guys have all been in. What else can I do? What else can I do? What else can I do? Where else can I look? Like, I got to fix something. I'm broken, right? So her period was due that day that we talked. Is my period healthy? She's only using 6 pads over 4 days. So we're talking about her flow. So at this point, she's also 38 now. No, she's 37 now. Is my lining thick enough? She's doing her Chinese herb. She's doing her acupuncture. She's so sensitive. So we talked a lot about her diet, and she had added back in some grains. She was soaking her rice. She was doing buckwheat pasta. She was doing her organ meats and her fish, and she was doing almond milk and sunflower seeds. So she had kind of added some things back in, which also made me think like maybe that was part of the issue. The matcha causes too much heat. She stopped that. So she's very sensitive. Like caffeine makes her really sensitive. Ovulation, she was seeing some really good cervical mucus, which was a new thing for her. In December, her cycle was the best. She felt happy. She had peace. She had trust. She was meditating. And then the last several months, she hasn't had that peace anymore. And she's not meditating. She's angry again. This last miscarriage felt so deep and so traumatic. If only I've known I wouldn't have miscarried. So she has a lot of guilt. Like, what could I have done better, right? Ari fired her because of all the miscarriages. The immunologist wants to work with her. So the reproductive endocrinologist, so she did see a fertility specialist, and he basically fired her because he said to her, you need donor eggs. That's your only option, and you can't get pregnant otherwise. And I didn't agree with that because she wasn't miscarrying genetically abnormals. And even some of those cases too, just so you know, a little caveat that it doesn't necessarily still mean you need donor eggs if you're always miscarrying genetically abnormals. There's still something else going on. So the immunologist, though, wants to work with her, and he knows who Dr. Jeffrey Braverman is, who I'm a big fan of, who is no longer, he's with us up here, but he's not with us in the physical anymore. And so he recommends intralipids. She can't do the Lovenox because she has a genetic disorder. She started the liver pills. Her hair was falling out, and the liver pills stopped the hair fallout. Her weight, she lost a little bit of weight, so we're going to try to work her to get back up to that same weight that she was when she was pregnant. She's on liver, zinc, spirulina. Her iron had dropped a little bit, so lots of broth. Hurt and pain, physical, lump in the throat, so we go on to, let's see, so 36 is 9 months. So then that means 5. So this was June when we talked, and we made some more tweaks. I had her commit emotionally to signing on and working with this reproductive immunologist. So to do his protocol when and if she gets pregnant. He had recommended some intralipids leading up to even trying to conceive. She was resistant to it. It's expensive. There was a lot of layers, but I worked with her on the resistance there. Like, receive support. This guy's here to help you. He's cheering you on. We got her back to the even cleaner body belief eating because that had been working for her. And 3 months later, she falls pregnant again. And of course, she's scared. I almost wish I could. Let me see if I can do it real fast. I want to share the post. I want to read to you guys what she wrote in the Facebook group when she found out about this pregnancy. See if it'll come up. It might take me a second, but I can find it. Search. because it was so beautiful. And the support, I mean, if there's one thing, this group, the support in this group is ridiculous. Uh, okay, okay, okay. Let me see. This is the post. Oh, Facebook is being funny. Dang it. I want to read that post. I don't know why it's not loading. Rah. Okay. So she was very vocal and communicative and shared a lot in the group. So, so this is so January. Hi, ladies. I know it's been a long time since I wrote a post or made an update. Been taking it one day at a time and wanted to reach a milestone personal to me. The first few weeks were nail biting, but the little one proved strong and thankfully stubborn. We also did get her to do so. She did the recommended meds from the reproductive immunologist, which was mainly the intralipids, and then she also did the IVIG once she was pregnant. I think she just did it twice, but I do think that was really helpful. Today I am 16 weeks and 5 days pregnant, and baby is thriving beautifully. Thank to all of you for the support, sending so much love and positive energy to each of you. That was January. I want to see if I can find the post from before January. So there was, this is it. Oh, this is when she is 32 weeks. Okay, I'll read this though. Hi, ladies. I hope my post doesn't make you sad. Instead, I hope it gives you hope that miracles do happen. The specialist had concerns if we would make it to 25 weeks. The OBGYN wasn't sure we'd get to 32 weeks. Yet here we are at 38 weeks and counting. I know in my heart that body belief, working with Aimee, and the support of this amazing group was key. I must trust that our birth will unfold the way that is best and keeps us both safe. Sending you all so much love. And she has a picture with the cover of the book Body Belief with little baby shoes on top of it and her little belly. I think we've posted this picture before. I wish I could find the post that when she announced the pregnancy again. Anyway, so gorgeous. And she went on. She had a baby boy. So I talked to her May 22nd, 2020. She was 36 weeks pregnant. And I reminded her that she said, and we knew it was a boy. I reminded her that she said it. She felt like it was a boy that whole time. The doc is saying maybe a C-section. So seeing a therapist. Oh, she did 8 IVIGs in total, all supplements. And let's see, had some sleep issues, no reaction iron stores. I sent her the first 40 days. So there you have it. But a beautiful story. So she had 4 miscarriages and was getting pregnant just perfectly fine, right? So 4 miscarriages, but obviously had some autoimmune things that were going on. And between my body belief, diet, I think the emotional work between me and the group, and then the support of this reproductive immunologist and taking some additional medication in the pregnancy, she now has a healthy baby boy in her arms. So he was born, I think, in early June, right? And yeah, she posted on, he was born on June 11th, weighing 7 pounds, 19 inches. I'm thinking of you all, holding space for each and every one of you. The path to baby may not always be easy or as you imagined. Keep your faith, surrender, and don't lose hope. So I will end it with that for all of you guys, because I think that's a beautiful message from a woman who has been there and knows the pain of loss and pain of trying, pain of not getting the right support. She also knows the incredibleness of getting the right supports as well. I love the idea of writing a letter to your doctor. I'm definitely going to do that. Good. So does anybody have any other comments? Like, can you guys relate to this? I don't see a ton of comments, I think, but I see a lot of people still watching. So I know you're all taking it in. Yeah, this is a beautiful story. I mean, all my girls, I can say too, because I worked with her so intimately, and just really got to know her in the group over the years and just saw the way she supported others. And she's a phenomenal human too, and all of you are as well, I'm sure. What did the painful ovulation mean? Did the body belief diet help her with that at all? Did she continue that diet through her pregnancy? So she did. She did continue the diet through the pregnancy. We introduced things slowly, but not until after the first trimester. I wanted her to get through that first trimester. The ovulation pain to me, represent, we were just saying Chinese medicine, stagnation, but the severity of the pain made me think it was blood stagnation. So that often, not always, this is a generalization, translates to maybe some endometriosis. And endometriosis, she did have the elevated natural killer cells, which that alone could be the reason for the miscarriages. And so the diet helped resolve that pain. So physically she felt better, which is what I work off of. But then I would assume it would, if the pain got less, that meant the endo was getting better. That meant the natural killer cells were coming down. Oh, you guys are so sweet. But so that's to answer your question. Does anybody else have any other questions about this case, or do you see yourselves in this case? I hope it gives you hope. I think it's a really beautiful case. And so again, from when she started working with me, October 2018, till when she gave birth, which was June 2020. What is that? 2019. Yeah, so a year and a half. Did you mention her age? So she was 36 when she started this process, and she was 38 when she finally gave birth. So, yeah. And, a lot of her numbers and things like that were checked. I mean, her ovarian reserve looked good number wise, but the doctors were still blaming the miscarriages on advanced maternal age and poor egg quality, rather than digging deeper and saying, oh, you miscarried a genetically normal embryo, we should look deeper and into autoimmune stuff. And somehow I've become very popular with that demographic. I get a lot of those women with these habitual miscarriages and these unexplained miscarriages, and 99% of the time there's an autoimmune link, and the diet, and really reworking the belief systems too, because there is this attack, this internal attack that's going on physically and emotionally, I think, right? And she's a good example because she was so effing angry, right? And she was just so judgy of herself, like, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with my body? Why is this not working? And she wasn't getting the proper care of attention. And that's even though she's on the other side of the world, she's not in the US, and I got her to find the right doctors to work with. Oh, no, her doctor's name is not Ari. It's her REI is what I called him. So I don't even know what her doctor's name is, but not Ari. It was the REI, which stands for Reproductive Endocrinologist Immunologist. But I like how you take it, so I think you should take that as a coincidence and maybe not move on from this doctor. So however you want to take it. But I like how you took it. I think that's a good thing. Like my spiritual teacher always says, if you feel like it's a sign, it's a sign. Don't have to read too much into it. It's a sign, so just take it as your sign, okay? And we'll just pretend. His doctor is, yes, Ari, but REI. But it's still your sign, Mara. Okay, guys, so let's see. Hopefully, I'm still at 10,000 fans on Instagram when I hang up on this call. And I'm going to go. I have a few things to do, but it's my birthday, and I have dinner tonight with my husband, and a boat ride tomorrow night, and all sorts of fun things. So I'm going to go enjoy myself, and I send you guys all lots of love. And I will see you next week with another story of hope. And then we also have my fertility hot seat next week. I think, is it next week? Yeah. I'm forgetting, but that's coming up too. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, guys? And the hot seat is where I go live, and any one of you can come on and join me live, and I give you a free 15-minute consult on your case. And it's been highly successful. So thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. I love you guys. And thank you, Instagram, for all the fans. I mean, of course, Facebook, Facebook, you've been with me longer, and I broke 10,000 fans on Facebook quite some time ago, but it's fun to reach another milestone on Instagram. So, okay, love you guys. Thanks so much for all your love and support and letting me be a part of your lives and of service to all of you. Thank you. Have a great day.